Hello everyone and welcome to my UCS Star Destroyer above Jedha City mock, which I'm going to make. Of course, this is a pre-existing set that I've owned for a very long time, but I've always thought it was interesting to maybe make a mock where you just put a giant Jedha City underneath it. So that's what I'm going to do. So I am going to start off simply by building this set number 75252, which was released in 2019. It's retired now, but I've always thought, that shot in Rogue One, it's a beautiful shot, and I wanted to recreate that. I wanted to make a Jedha City underneath this, so I'm going to do that. So this is the start of my process right here. I have needed to sort the entire set because the set was ported out. I actually didn't have space for it at the time. I have space for it again now. I'm going to make space for it. Actually, it's going to go right here. I have the 8080. Just imagine the table clear, two large base plates, and then Jedha City, and then above it I have the Star Destroyer. So there are going to be some slight changes about the Star Destroyer itself, most notably in the structure underneath it, because there's like a thing holding it underneath, which is in black. It's like mostly these kind of pieces. That is not going to be the case. I've already placed an order on BrickLink with transparent pieces so that it looks better. But yeah, this is essentially how I do it. Like, I just sort all the pieces by piece type and color so that I have just put them all together as such. I like this way of sorting it. All the pieces that I couldn't are in here, which, by the way, they're double-sided. So all of these have all the pieces. And by the way, also some very colorful pieces over here. So yeah, that's all that. The colorful pieces are mostly, of course, for the inside, because the exterior of the Star Destroyer is mostly light gray, as we know. But yeah, let's just start building the Star Destroyer first. So this is the part that I actually didn't need to build, the support structure for the Star Destroyer. I'm going to replace this entire thing with essentially trans beams, Technic beams, a whole bunch of them. I already ordered them, but yeah. I will use this though to essentially have parts, because it has a couple of plates, a couple of bricks that I can definitely use for the internal structure of Jedha, I think. Or maybe I can use it for, some fixing on the Star Destroyer, because I do want to fix a couple of things around my Star Destroyer. So last night I had finished putting the core structure that goes inside the Star Destroyer together, and then you get to this point in the instructions where you need to put it together with the stand, which I'm not going to do, of course. And then today, ta-da, my BrickLink order. So let's see what is in this. All right, so this is mostly what I was looking forward to. The trans Technic beams. These are essentially the most important thing with the support structure underneath my Star Destroyer to connect it to Jedha City, and also gray pins because they don't have transparent pins. In addition to that, I have a bunch of rock pieces, more rock pieces, more rock pieces, reddish brown slopes, and some dark tan, and I think this is nougat or dark orange. I'm not entirely sure, but also more slopes. So yeah, that was the BrickLink order. Let's get building. So I decided to use the existing stand, as you can see, but I took off the bars on the side and swapped them out for the transparent bars. And I actually kind of like the look of this. Like, of course, it's never going to look completely like it does in the movie. I got the shot in comparison. I'm just not entirely sure if this is high enough, because the thing is, I know that the Star Destroyer is going to have the panels on the bottom, and Jedha is going to come up to a certain point. As I said, like, the stand is probably going to change. This is just for stability. As it is a little flimsy. It very much depends, like, going forward, if at some point the build is going to be way too wobbly. I will probably figure that out later in the build, but for the moment, I'm just going to continue building the Star Destroyer as is. So I've hit a bit of a snag. I actually am missing one of these pins. I have looked around everywhere in my room, anywhere in the vicinity where it could be. I've searched through my spare parts box down there. I've looked through all of these several times. I've reorganized them even. I can't find them. Luckily, this is only for a decorative piece on the outside. It's not necessarily a structure, it's just a pin that goes along here. So I am able to continue to build, but it's unfortunate that I have to reorder this part because I should just have it. Oh well. And this is all I can do for this video. So as you can see, I've attached the sides on both sides and essentially the back structure. So this will have plates on it and here underneath, which will connect like over here somewhat. The thing is that because of this technical structure that I made, it's exactly the same as the base construction that you have for it, so it should just fit perfectly around that. I'm also going to look into essentially plating an outfit a little bit nicer, because I remember there being some gaps, and considering it's higher up you might be able to see under there. I do want to fix that, because as you can see in the shot, you will probably be able to see the underbelly of the Star Destroyer a bit more, and that is one issue I essentially always had with the set. I really do love it, but I do think those gaps at the bottom could be potentially covered a little bit better, so I'm going to look into that. But yeah, that's about all I can do. I know this is not yet Jedha City, that is going to come. I do have the pieces already for it, at least some pieces, and more is yet to come. So check in the next time that I make a video. Please subscribe to the channel so that you know when I upload that update if you're interested. And also let me know what you think of this project so far. Right, that's all I have to say. Until the next time, may the force be with you.